Of our DVC skills is using a clipping mask. You actually use the clipping mask on the tutorial where you did an image blend. But let's try it one more time to make sure you are absolutely solid. So what you can see is that I have the word water written with a water photograph embedded inside that word. I've also used some of the blending effects. I've used bevel and emboss to make the letters look three-dimensional. And then I've also used stroke to put a black outline. If you look over at my layers panel, you can see that the symbol for a clipping mask is this little arrow going down from the layer above to the layer below. So what you're seeing is that the photograph that in this case I took from the internet of a swimming pool is only showing up where the word water was written. So, all right, here's your job today. You're going to use a clipping mask on text to illustrate a word. Use something very simple. This is not an artwork. We're just looking to see that you can make the tool work. So you're going to use a gradient on the background to add appropriate color, and you're going to use blending effects to make the word stand out. That means stroke and inner bevel. So let's go open up a new file. And left over from the last time that I did the type effects tutorial, I've already got it saved in Photoshop. It did it automatically. That same size, like in quotes, piece of paper. We're going to call this gradient. And clipping mask. You can see I'm looking at 7 inches wide, 5 inches tall, and a resolution of 72. The background should be plain white. So we go create. To make this fit, I go to the view menu and go to fit on screen. And now I've got a blank piece of paper. So my first step is to add some type. So I'm going to look at my choices and look for something that's pretty thick and allows me a large letter shape so that the photo will show up. And the one that I'm liking is called Skia, but you can use any one that you want. I've reset it. Normally it comes out somewhere in the like 16 to 18 size. I've reset it and just typed in the number 100. And I am using center justified. And I wrote in black, but eventually that color is going to disappear, so that doesn't matter. All I do is click on the page and it gives me sample text. So now I'm just going to write the word water, W-A-T-E-R. And if that's not big enough, this is a shape, so I can stretch it with transform. So I go Command T. I have to hold Command T down and drag, and now the word water is very large. To move this back to being in the middle, I need to go up and click on the move tool. And actually I could try transforming it one more time. So now the word pretty much takes up the entire piece of paper, and I just click on the outside. Actually click back on the layer that says water, and the transform tool will go away. So my next step is to add the photo of water. So this is a new trick. When you are moving things into Photoshop, you can totally file open new, or in a case like this where I'm actually going to be blending the photo into this particular document, this particular image, I can just go File, Place Embedded. It shows me my entire desktop, and there's the water photo, and I can place it. And it already comes out with, with transform handles on it. So if I want to spin this around, or, whatever direction I want it to be, I think I like it this way. And then the other thing I can do is I can really stretch that photo so that it's covering the word completely, because I do need it to do that. It's got to do that. Okay. Now, even though I searched for a large size image, this isn't really great quality, but because this is just an exercise, for this case, it'll be fine. All right, to actually put the clipping mask into action, 3 ways to do it. I can go up to the top menu and go Layer, look for Create Clipping Mask, or I can use Option, Command, and the letter G, and that will automatically do it. I can go over here to my Layers panel, hit that layer menu, and again, Option, Command, G, or Create Clipping Mask. My favorite way to do it is to hold down the Control key, put my mouse right on the layer that I want to clip to the layer before. So it's got to go on the top layer. Hold down the Control key, and it just switched over to a menu. And now I can scroll through that menu until I get Create Clipping Mask. And now the word water is filled with only the water photo. All right, so there's the clipping mask. Now we just need to finish this up with a gradient in the background and some blending options on the letters. So let's do the blending options first. Click on the word water. Go to your blending options. First move, outline it. So you got the stroke outline. And then the next thing I'm going to do is bevel and emboss. I'm going to have both of those effects. Click on the words bevel and emboss. Make the style be inner bevel, and then everything else you can adjust as you think looks good. How big, how small, whatever. You do you. Okay? And then hit OK. Now, last step is gradient on the background, so it's not a plain white piece of paper. So I'm going to unlock the background, head over to my tools, make sure I'm on the gradient tool, and in this case I'm going to use the radial, the round circular gradient. And for colors, again, I'm going to choose what's going to be the best. Blue. This is kind of a medium to dark blue, mostly medium. So I'm going to go with a lighter background that reminds me also of a swimming pool. Boom. Click and drag, there you go. So there's